GamesRadar. I'm Zoe and I'm here with Sam.
Hi.
And Leon.
Hello.
And we've all been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Sam is the one who's been taking the brunt of the game because it's big.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
It's massive.
Dear God.
So we're here to tell you what we think of it. So first off, let's start with the fact that you have two assassins to choose from. Alexios, who Leon's been playing,
Yep.
and Cassandra, who me and Sam have been playing, unsurprisingly.
Surprise, surprise. I love her. Oh,
Yeah.
dear God, I love her.
We think they have similar voice lines, if not identical voice lines, because Cassandra, Sam's basically in love with her.
Yeah, I am. It's becoming a problem.
But the writing for the game is excellent, isn't it? The comedic timing especially.
Yeah, it's a much warmer, there's much more kind of life to it. Like sometimes the Assassin's Creed games feel like it's like here's 50 actors, we need to record like a million lines of dialogue, everyone just chunk through their stuff. This is like has a character to it and a warmth to it that is quite nice.
I think the dialogue options really help build the character into like someone that you want to know and love, and like there's a little piece of you in there, and like I like the fact that we've all kind of chosen different routes through all the side quests and stuff. Like Zoe's been being a dick.
Complete and utter dick.
I've been going nice, and Leon's been like
Case by case.
yeah.
That leads us nicely onto the fact that obviously with most of the quests you have choices to make. So, for example, there's one where you can either kill civilians because you think they stole something, or you can decide to investigate further and find out if something else happened. Because I was an absolute dick, I killed the civilians because I was being bad, but it's amazing the kind of consequences those choices have. So one in particular quest that we did at the beginning, me and Sam chose the quote-unquote good option, which is saving civilians from certain death, and Leon walked away.
So I was like kind of, well, I just backed away and like you literally turn around and turn back and they're all dead on the floor and everyone's gone. You guys saved them.
Yeah.
But now you found out since that the whole island is and my island's, I haven't, no one's mentioned it ever again. So like I did the bad thing at the time, but it looks like it might have better implications in the future.
It's insane like how one tiny choice can actually like carry you through. I remember one bit I decided to play it again to see what would the consequence would be. Like there's just one throwaway line that one guy says, it's like, if you don't go in stealthy they're going to raise the alarm and bad things will happen. I was like yeah whatever. So I went in, killed loads of people, and did the first time totally stealth, and you know you leave your home world, everyone's happy and stuff. But if you don't and they do raise the alarm, you go back to your mate's farm and it's all on fire. So like something that's just, you feel like a throwaway comment, actually if you deal death and cause chaos where you're not meant to, that there are definite recurrences.
It has almost like a kind of a Deus Ex-y kind of feel to it, where like it doesn't explicitly punish you at a certain point for doing something, but
No,
then
it's
there are
just a choice.
ramifications
Yeah.
later. Like there's one we have
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, no one will see me, and of course I end up killing everyone. Like the alarms went off, and I didn't think anything of it because the game doesn't sort of go like, doesn't fail you,
No.
like an insta stealth kind of fail. But then you go back and then they go, and there's evidence that and they know that the isn't right, and like it things come back to haunt you without the game necessarily like blaring a klaxon and saying you've made a
It's
mistake.
very subtle.
Yeah.
So your decisions affect the game. That's a big thing that they've been really trying to emphasise in their marketing for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And also a massive new thing that feeds into choices is romance. Now, my Cassandra has been having a bit of a dry spell, saving herself for the right person. Sam, on the other hand, has been...
I've been sleeping with anyone I can. I'm a massive hussy.
Do you find it's affected just the story much?
I think I love Cassandra more because I've created her as this like mercenary who can do whatever the fudge she wants, and she's, when you're fighting people, it's really hard, and then you might want just to let off some steam with maybe 10 people in the game.
She's done that.
And
She's
a
not
goat
joking.
and a vase of olive oil.
Yeah, and to be fair, like the sex scenes are funny. You don't see anything. It's all very tasteful, and what I love about it is that it doesn't matter whether you're playing as Alexios or Cassandra, male, female, gay, straight, like you can be with whoever you want to be. I've slept with women, I've slept with men, and I think that like inclusivity and that choice ultimately is what makes this like so much better than what any Assassin's Creed game has done today, and probably like this is putting it on a par with something like Mass Effect, which has always been applauded for the way that it deals with sexuality, and like I could see the scenes being interchanged whether you're playing Cassandra or Alexis, and it works. Like Cassandra is this like almost androgynous sex beast in mine.
Yeah. Mine, she's just a massive dick.
That's because she's your Cassandra.
She's my Cassandra,
and
yeah.
it's amazing.
You make it in the game you want, don't you? So like in terms of romance options, you could you get the romance option appear, and you just
Little
be like,
heart by
yeah,
now.
and you'd be like, you're not my type, but you are, and so forth. So like the game is what you make it, because you only do the things you want to do.
Exactly.
But there are some things that you definitely do have to do, one of them being the conquest battles. So the first one, most of them are optional, but the first one you have to do to progress in the story. And I'm just going to say it annoyed the hell out of me, because you have these 3 skill trees: assassin, hunter, and warrior. Hunter's arrows and stuff, assassins are stabbing people in the dark, and warriors just going at them with swords and sticks and stuff. If you just level up assassins and hunters, and I can feel myself getting angry talking about this, if you just level up your assassin and hunter tree and then you go into your first conquest battle, you are doomed, because you are going to get splattered so easily. So it feels like at the beginning the game is kind of pushing you to be a bit more warrior, so there's a bit of a less element of choice there.
See, I never, because I've mainly been doing sort of assassin and warrior and a little bit of hunter. Like, I've not been using arrows that much, although I'm starting to use them a bit more now. So that never even occurred to me, because like I'm stealthy for as long as I can, and then usually it goes loud. So I've not had any trouble with those conquest battles at all. They're just a bit like a spectacle, but they're a bit formless, because it's a bit almost like Dynasty Warriors or something, where there's just a field full of people, and you're just hacking all the other colour until the bar goes down, and then you're
just constantly looking for captains. You're just waiting for them to appear, and then you're like, and then there's going to be a big boss. It's the only part of the game that feels really formulaic, but in a negative way.
Yeah, like it's obviously there to give like a punctuation point to like certain elements of the plot, but yeah, like it's the same bit each time, and it is just kind of like I just have to keep hacking things until it's over.
They don't feel that rewarding as well. Like in all of the different areas of the vast map, like you can work your way, taking down the leader by and weakening them by sort of killing their troops, destroying their supplies. Like looting their
taking treasures,
national chest or whatever it's called.
That's
a weird euphemism.
That's a really good. The setup to it is great. Like,
yeah,
you have to go around and basically,
and like you get lots of XP for it and stuff. But then it's just like, then at the end, if you want to, once you've killed the leader, you can then do the conquest battle, and then that feels like kind of like that sort of superfluous thing that you don't really need. It doesn't really add to what I've had in my journey through the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. But one of the great things about what it does is, even on the conquest battle, you're clearly on either the side of Athens or the side of Sparta. Throughout the entire of the game, what I found is that because you're a mercenary, I genuinely don't feel like I'm attracted to or like loyal to either side.
Yeah.
So on the map you can see different regions are affiliated with different sides. So they're blue for Athens or red for Sparta. And going through the story, you'll be asked to do things for Sparta or asked to do things for Athens. And what's amazing about it is that you can do either. Like, there's no clear black and white about which side is good, which side is bad. Like, if you want to just make sure that Spartans pay for what happened to you, then hell yeah, you can do that. But if you get annoyed with Athens, then you can just destroy them too. There's a real... There especially, I do think that the game is definitely trying to present the fact that there's no good or bad side in this war. It's just whichever side you want to side with. The conquest battle is a massive big part of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but we also have the new element, which is the naval combat. Sorry, I'm wrong. Not new element. They've brought back naval combat. Don't hate me yet. I love it. I love just sailing around the map on my ship, trying to get from point A to point B. The map, by the way, is massive. It's huge.
It never feels too big, because it never feels like empty.
You'll get a mission mark or whatever, and as a rule, they're always like this. They're always sort of within reach. Like, sometimes you'll get something that's like 4,000 miles away or meters away, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's like the next chapter or whatever.
Yeah, but in a local area, generally you don't have to go that far to find a thing, and you usually bump into things on the way. Like, there's never a sense of it's dense, but it doesn't feel like it's piled on.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming.
Sometimes a thing finds you, in case of mercenaries.
Yeah.
So the big part of Odyssey.
Segue.
Thank you. I'm rather proud of it myself. So a big part of Odyssey is you can steal things. A little like triangle will appear in red, and you can steal like food or some weapons or whatever. But if you do that, and if you murder civilians, which I may or may not have been doing in my dickish state, obviously. You have mercenaries come after you because you have a bounty put on your head. Now, you can pay to dismiss it in your map menu, which makes your life a ton easier, or you can fight them. Now, I've been mainly dismissing them, although I have been fighting a few mercenaries, and let me tell you one thing, they are hard.
They're really hard.
Yeah, Leon in particular has been dedicating a lot of his time
I've been
to them.
fighting a lot of them. The thing as well, so you've got the ship in the naval combat, which obviously is excellent, but you can recruit people to your ship, so you can not kill people and knock them out.
And also because like every single area you go in will have new mercenaries
Yeah.
who will be hunting you down, and it's like a never-ending stream of
But they-
bad guys trying to kill you. What's good about the mercenaries though, even if you kill them or recruit them, you'll get good weapons and armor, so like the top tier, and you can actually see in the mercenaries menu what they're going to get you if you kill them. So you might think, oh, actually, I'm really struggling. I need some like legendary blades or something. Like you can have a look at your mercenary menu and be like, okay, this guy's got some, I'll go get him. And what's great is that you can respec your character whenever you want to. Like you have to pay some drachmae to do it, but like if you're finding like, oh, actually this isn't really working, like let's try again, you can just wipe your abilities and then just reassign everything, which is actually really helpful. I've done it several times.
It's worth at this point saying you'll have noticed that we're not talking about a lot of story stuff because, oh dear God, there
So
are
many spoilers.
so many spoilers, but also there are a lot of twists in this game. Like a big part of it, if you play it for what I was playing like for six hours in, something happens, which I'm obviously not going to say here, but it changes the rest of the game. And judging from Sam's face when I've seen her playing it at her desk, I'm pretty sure there's some other things coming along the road. So even though we'd love to discuss with you about the story, we really can't at this point, but we can say that it's really good.
Yeah, I'm not going to add any more in terms of like details, but I've just never seen a game that treats side quests and main story quests with the same gravity. Like you never feel like, oh, is this, that you can feel that it's a side quest. It's so rich and so detailed, and you can get lost on an island. Like there are so many little things and people to discover and backstories, and it's honestly incredible.
So a lot of you who are listening to this will have played Assassin's Creed Origins. So I guess the big question in everyone's mind, Sam, is how does Odyssey compare to Origins?
I feel like everything you love about Origins is in Odyssey. Like I had a really interesting chat with the developer, and he said actually for the first time in the entire Assassin's Creed series, the two teams, the Origins teams and the Odyssey team, actually worked together to make these games. So the Odyssey team learned from the mistakes and took the learnings of the Origins team and put it into this, and you can see it in the game. Everything you loved about Bayek's journey and his combat and the way that the mission structures worked, it's all there. But it's like they dialed it up to 11. Like the care and attention in the way that the cutscenes play out and the way the combat works, it's all. The Origins base is there, but there's all of this flourish and refinement that makes it feel like, honestly, the best Assassin's Creed game that I've ever played, and also one of the best RPGs.
It's really come into its own. I think it's fantastic. The stuff it's done is just astonishing, especially with the franchise and where it's come from. It's I love it so much.
It's just much more tight in terms of its design. It feels like there's less slack, and when obviously Code came in, we were about to start playing it, I felt like it was too soon for another Assassin's Creed. Like I felt like there hadn't been enough time since the last one, and I'd forgotten that. And like now I'm playing it, it's just like it's supplanted like kind of Origins in my head now as like the Assassin's Creed game sort of that I'm playing. It
is defining so many elements of what you hoped an Assassin's Creed could be.
So time for the big question, Sam. What are you giving it out of 5?
I'm giving it 5 stars.
Yes!
A perfect score.
Hell yeah, you are!
I literally can't find anything to knock it down for. Yes, we have some gripes with the conquest battles, and like yes, there might be a few fetch quests, but they're tiny niggles on a delicious dessert of a game that honestly you just want to keep going back for more.
You just made me hungry now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So that's what we think of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Let us know whether you're enjoying the game in the comments below. Click the boxes on the left for more content from us, and don't forget to hit that big button in the middle for more news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar.